Good afternoon once again, fellows. Please direct your attention to the stage for our opening remarks. Please welcome Kristen Lord, President and CEO of IREX. Heather Higginbottom, Deputy Director of State, U.S. Department of State. Gail Smith, Administrator, United States Agency for International Development.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So if I could have your attention for just a moment. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kristen Lord. I'm the President and CEO of IREX. I'm absolutely delighted to be with each and every one of you this afternoon. IREX is proud to be partnering with the U.S. government, 36 top-notch universities. Can't hear it still. Could I ask everyone's attention for just a moment, please? All right, shall I start again? Everyone, could I have a seat for just a minute? Thank you. We'll consider that a warm-up. Thank you so much for coming. As I was saying, I'm Kristen Lord, the President and CEO of IREX. I'm so pleased to welcome all of you. IREX is proud to be partnering with the U.S. government, 36 top-notch universities from across the country, many businesses and nonprofit partners, and of course, all of you, the incredible Mandela Washington Fellows. I'd also like to take a moment specifically to thank our partners at Deloitte, at Facebook, Integrated Solar Technologies, and the U.S. Pharmacopeal Convention. They helped us to sponsor this summit, and I really think we owe them a round of applause. I also want to thank Microsoft for everything it's done here and in Africa to support this program. So for those of you unfamiliar with IREX, we're a 48-year-old organization, and we have a global mission of promoting more just, prosperous, and inclusive societies. For those of you who can hear me, I want to tell you that IREX actually works on a lot more than the Mandela Washington Fellows Program. We work on a lot in Africa, and we very much look forward to working out with all of you. So check out our website and let us know how we can support you further. It's been an amazing summit so far. I think we can all agree to that. And that's why it's so important for the sponsors to pull together all of these fellows and these businesses, these nonprofit organizations, foundations, and public organizations to all be together and to network. We're very pleased to welcome more than 100 groups here today. Perhaps you can hear them. It sounds like 1,000. And we want to thank all of you and all of them for what they're doing here and on the continent. So we have two very special guests with us today, and I hope I can get your attention before they start speaking. I'd like to welcome Deputy Secretary of State Heather Higginbottom. I'll read her bio, and then also I'll introduce U.S. Aid Administrator Gail Smith, and both of them will make some very brief remarks. Heather Higginbottom, to my left, Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources. She was sworn in and confirmed by the Senate in December 2013. And in this role, she shares global responsibilities for U.S. foreign policy and has broad management and programmatic oversight responsibilities for both the State Department and USAID. Prior to joining the department, she was Deputy Director of the Office of Management and Budget, where she was Chief Operating Officer of OMB and a principal architect of the U.S. federal budget. Ms. Higginbottom worked for then Senator Obama in 2007 when she served as policy director for the president's campaign and supervised all aspects of foreign and domestic policy development. Maybe she even talked about this program as a glimmer in his eye back then, I don't know. And lastly, I just want to mention that prior to her government service, Ms. Higginbottom served at Communities in Schools, a national nonprofit organization dedicated to keeping young people from dropping out of school. Now let me introduce Gail Smith. Gail Smith was sworn into office as the 17th Administrator of USAID in December of 2015. She's been a long-time leader in President Obama's administration, and she has helped and guided America's international development policy for the past 7 years. Some of her major accomplishments I know you've heard of. They have included Feed the Future and Power Africa. As Administrator of USAID, Gail Smith oversees a dedicated team of nearly 10,000 professionals, and I want to shout them out to you because I know you interact with them back at home. She works to end extreme poverty, foster sustained and inclusive economic growth, and promote resilient democratic societies. Before she was USAID Administrator, she was Special Assistant to the President and Senior Director for Development and Democracy on the National Security Council. Near and dear to our heart, she was a journalist in Africa for more than 20 years, and she served as a senior fellow at the Center for American Progress, co-founder of the Enough Project, co-founder of Modernizing Foreign Assistance Network. She's had many other distinguished roles, but you really want to hear from the two of them, so I'll now turn the microphone over to Heather Higginbottom. Thank you all.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Kristen, so much for the introduction and for the incredible work that IREX does on this and so many other programs. You're such an important partner to the State Department and USAID. It's so great to be back at the Mandela Washington Fellowship Presidential Summit. This is absolutely one of my favorite things to do all year because the people in this room are among the best and brightest, most inspiring change makers, not just in Africa, but in the world. President Obama created YALI because he knows, just as you do, that nobody can change the world alone. Positive, lasting change depends on friends and on networks, both online and in real life. Networks across the ocean and within Africa itself, because getting to know each other is just as important as getting to know Americans. Every time I have the chance to meet Mandela Fellows, I become even more confident in Africa's future. In your class of 1,000 fellows this year, you have people who have started up organizations, fought for their communities, created jobs. People like Anna Kabala Duba, who is the first woman from her Kenyan village to get a college degree. She started a nonprofit to promote girls' education and stop harmful practices like female genital mutilation and early marriage. The skills and connections that she makes in YALI will help her reach even more remote villages to empower women. And Veronica Beckham, who is building a juicy and smoothie business in Nigeria and volunteering to help people caught up in the humanitarian crisis created by Boko Haram. After this program, she hopes to expand her business across the continent and sustain the advocacy that has developed to beat that terrorist organization. This fellowship taps into what is the best about America, and that includes our great partners, some of whom Kristen mentioned, but they deserve our deepest appreciation. The 36 universities that hosted fellowships along the tracks of business and entrepreneurship, civic leadership, public management, and energy. And companies like Coca-Cola, IBM, Deloitte, Facebook, Integrated Solar Technologies, USP, and others who donated resources to the partner universities to host you the last 6 weeks. Nearly 100 additional institutions will host you for your upcoming professional development opportunities. Companies like Standard Chartered, Western Union, Starbucks, academic institutions like Gallaudet University, and government organizations like the City of Cincinnati. And of course, the Best of America is also about our leaders, and I know you're looking forward to hearing from President Obama tomorrow. You've already met with President Jimmy Carter, many members of Congress, governors, state legislators, and mayors. And you've had the chance to meet with some of America's most innovative nonprofit organizations. It says a lot about a group of people who take time out of a program that's meant to build you up to help build us up instead. But that's just what the fellows studying in the business and entrepreneurship program at Cambridge College are doing. They are building an educational app for impoverished children in a rough neighborhood in South Boston. And that is an act of kindness that will make a difference, and an act that makes you worthy of this program's namesake, Nelson Mandela. As his life taught us, change doesn't happen overnight. And that's why our long-term investment in you will continue beyond this summer. Returning home, you'll join a vibrant network built by fellows from previous classes who are doing amazing things. And I have no doubt that this class of Yali Mandela Fellows will go on to do great things too, for your communities, for your country, for the continent, and for the world. Our next speaker is going to talk about our work together going forward and how we support the Yali Alumni Network and all of you, and keep up the momentum here after you go home. So I'm so pleased to invite to the podium my friend, the Administrator of USAID, Gail Smith.
Fellows and exhibitors, please take this time to pause your conversations and direct your attention to the podium. Thank you.
There are a lot of you Yali people. Make some noise, make some noise. Welcome to the best part of my day, which is to be here with you, and thank you, Heather, for that introduction. Now, some of you might know that about 2 weeks ago, President Obama hosted the White House Summit on Global Development to celebrate incredible progress we've made with our partners and to chart a course for the future. And I'm proud to say that our progress with groups like Yali and our other leadership initiatives were a big part of that conversation. So we had some of our young leaders in the room, and I have to say they were easily the loudest and most enthusiastic members of the audience. So I want to thank you for joining us there. I knew that coming here today was going to be a fun thing to do. You people have a lot of energy. I have to say, if you're generation now, I'm generation then. And it's sometimes not easy to keep up. But it's a good thing that you have the energy you do, because we need your energy. And it turns out the world also needs your smarts, your ingenuity, and your work ethic. And as we move forward, your job is to take all of these qualities, plus the new skills you've learned through the Mandela Fellowship, and put them to work to build a better future for your communities, your countries, and your continent. That's your job. Our job is to help you do that. That means linking you to leadership opportunities like the ones Heather mentioned, to test and strengthen your skills while you're here in the States. It means helping you continue to grow once you return home through the mentorships, practicums, and other opportunities you heard about this morning. It means connecting you to other leaders to be your guides, partners, and sounding boards. And we actually have 6 of our 2015 fellows here to do just that. We want to thank them. They are all members of the regional advisory boards, and they're here to help you figure out what's next. Find out more about their experiences here and what they've been doing to build on them since returning to Africa. And as you continue to think about your own path, whether in government service, entrepreneurship, or civil society, I hope you'll think about how you can help others like you. Because the truth is, this group, as big as you have grown, doesn't even scratch the surface of the talent and potential of Africa's young people. And though we've done our part to grow this program, let me tell you, it's pretty powerful to see 1,000 of you here. We need to do even more to support training, networking, and other professional development opportunities across Africa. That's why last summer we partnered with businesses and African universities to launch the regional leadership centers across Africa. And since then, 1,400 young people have taken part in training at the centers. And this coming year, we intend to reach even more. But that's where you all come in. You know people who could benefit from these kinds of opportunities, just like you have. So get the word out to your friends and colleagues and make sure they apply. And think about how you can offer your experience and expertise to support the centers in other ways. By the way, that goes also for our private sector and NGO partners here today. From its start, and I was fortunate to be there at the start, YALI has always been about partnership, and the centers are no different. We need all of you to make them as successful as they can be so that they will last and help grow the next and the next and the next generation of leaders. Now, we're at the point where I could go on and talk to you about networking and connecting to other leaders, but I think now it's my job to get out of the way so you can all go do that. So let me just end by saying thank you. First of all, to the partners, many in this room, who have helped make YALI such a point of pride for this administration. And I specifically want to thank Kristen and the IREX team for supporting our Mandela Fellows. Thank you very, very much. And of course, I want to thank Heather and the State Department and all of our colleagues from across the U.S. government who have helped us make YALI what it is today. But most of the credit goes to all of you, our fellows and young leaders. You have made our ambitious goals realistic and our investments worthwhile. At the summit last month, President Obama called on us to continue our critical work to build the next generation of leaders in Africa and around the world. Together, he said, let's keep empowering our young people whose energy and enthusiasm and optimism can lift up countries no matter how tough the circumstances. Thank you for that energy, for that enthusiasm, for that optimism. And please know that we will keep doing our part to answer the President's call. And I know I speak for everyone at USAID, the Department of State, and all of our partners when I say that we can't wait to watch you do yours. Thank you all very, very much.